Hello and welcome to another live update with Green TV in association with the PAC Foundation. It's been a long time since we've had Dr. Andy Steele on the show. He's been busy working hard behind the scenes. I knew he'd laugh at that. That's why I thought I'd do it. He's been running business corporations, coordinating Green Task Force, and having a new hip in the process. So he's all refreshed. I'm sure he'll love me for saying that, but he's all refreshed and back, raring to go, ready for 2022. So it's not started the year slowly, has it, Andy? I'll let you tell everybody where he was last week and what the Green Task Force was up to. So
start before that, Gail. Hip surgery, man flu, and COVID, pretty much all
yes.
at once. So yeah, not a brilliant start to the year, but now we've had a lot going on. I mean, the main crux of it was last week. Guys were down in Wales. And we had the guys from Merseyside and the East Riding supporting the Welsh team on a project at Garnwen that's still ongoing. But big thanks to Octopus Energy that sponsored the planting of 20,000 hedgerow plants. We had the Lord Lieutenant of Gwent, Rob Aitken, come and visit us.
Wow.
And the Military Preparation College also, that the guys from there came out and helped us, as well as some staff from Octopus. So really good week and getting a bit of team bonding. Guys down there, we stayed in the bunkhouse, a bit of a travel to get there, but no, it's been good. And back up this week, the teams are back at their respective stations and prepping. We've just had a lot of calls now with Haywoods and getting ready for the delayed start of planting, but we've got about 139 standards, 1.8 meter trees to go in, and roughly around 60,000 in an 8-week period. So we've got our work cut out, to be honest with you.
Lots going. Oh,
Yeah,
so the guys, tell me about staying away, because obviously I've been on previous ones. It's just a day, you go home at the end of the day and off you go. So this was the first staying away. So it'll be quite interesting with all you ex-forces guys, and I'm sure there'll be a few stories around the campfire, so to speak. But how was it in terms of, the guys
it was
and
really good, to be honest. You get everybody together, bonding and working as a team, people who know each other but have never actually met. And then Bruce was the revelation. He's an army chef, and I think, as Ben had said, he's the only army chef that must have passed out and qualified for his training, because he cooks the perfect bacon egg banjo every day, every time on the button.
wow.
But yeah, military precision. We had skippers rounds, make sure it was all cleaned and lights were turned off. Honestly, just military precision. And we were up and out early doors before the sun was up to get to the site and get cracking. It was a bit chilly, but beautiful views across the channel over to Somerset from where we were planting, and just really good to get the guys together,
Yeah, absolutely. I've had good feedback from the boys. I know they all enjoyed it. So where does that stand? Obviously, we'll be having an update from Paul Webb at some point over the next couple of weeks. But so is that still ongoing in Wales?
Yeah, they've got a few bits to finish off. They've got to put all the canes and spirals on, so there's still a hell of a lot of work to do down there. The most important thing is getting that tree protection on, because the rabbits will nibble away, and they'd already started to dig up some of the saplings, so it's important to get that one fixed. But I'm not going to steal Paul's thunder, but there's a fair bit of stuff going on in Wales as well to continue from that.
Brilliant.
And then we've just come off a call with Donata, so it looks like we're planting 2,500 trees over in the other Preston in Lancashire. For those guys. So Mark's just been on a call and be leading that one, as well as I think it's Natural England are keen to get the Mersey team, the Mersey Green Task Force team, engaged on some tree planting. So it's just going to start to get insanely busy, but that's what we're here to do.
I know there's more and more companies coming on board, and I've had some inquiries that I've pushed over to you and the guys in terms of local, where we are in the East Riding, of companies wanting to get on board, plant trees. We've had 2, I think, in the last week where, everybody's wanting to offset their carbon emissions. So this year is going to be quite a game changer for the Green Task Force, I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we always welcome extra volunteers to come and plant and support us, and companies not only support us on tree planting, they help to support us in different ways. When you look at BAM Facilities Management, and a big shout out to Chris Sanford and Reed Cunningham, they've given us business support as well as helped us with our PPE cost, and so has Ansell Healthcare with Paul Bryce, coming in and supporting us on gloves and protection for invasive species removal. So we really do appreciate all that support from these companies. We can't do it without them, and that leads into bigger and better things. We're now, with Preston evolving, we're now underway looking at how we can get 500,000 trees planted, looking at some other options as well on growing. The work's underway here, growing various plants in one of the greenhouses. So Paul's been busy cracking the whip and getting things moving. And we've got the guys from Leconfield back on site next week as well. So
brilliant.
The new recruit, well, they're past their basic training, waiting for the driver training. They'll be back down to site, and getting involved in what we're doing. And hopefully, I mean, the big project we've got coming up, which will be a fair bit of publicity, is a Trees for Cities and Queen's Green Canopy project in conjunction with Hull City Council, under the One Hull of a Forest banner that's part of Haywoods, which is a mouthful really, but just shows you the collaboration of different people. But hopefully we've got some VIPs. The local MPs, Carl Turner's been invited, Emma Hardy, who is the West Hull MP, but she's the patron for One Hull of a Forest. She's coming down. The Lord Mayor has been invited, as well as the former Lord Mayor, Steve Wilson. Steve, hi, if you're watching, because you usually do.
I was going to say, it's a good friend. Hi, Steve.
And then on top of that, I think Trees for Cities have invited the Lord Lieutenant Jim Dick. So that poses a problem, actually. We then got to work out who's the highest ranking official there, whether it's the Lord Lieutenant or the Lord Mayor, because the Lord Mayor is one of only 3 admirals that's not in the military in the UK. It's a she, Lynn Petrini this year. So we've then got to work out who's the highest ranking.
We'll not get involved there. I know how they can get.
Who gets to do the opening speech? But no, it's just great to have that sort of publicity.
Absolutely.
And great that Colonel Dan Rex acknowledged the Welsh project as part of the Queen's Green Canopy. So you'll see some publicity going out around that over the next few days, along with Octopus Energy and what was formerly the kidnapping of their 2 mascots. But we changed the wording to say they defected to join the Green Task Force teams in Yorkshire and Merseyside. So that was Claudine and Clementine. So you might start to see some pictures on social media of 2 pink octopuses.
Well, if we're doing a few shout outs, I have to mention Brian as well, Brian Sellers. He's been advocate in our area of sort of putting the word out there. So thank you to him there also. Well, look, there's lots going on. I know that we've got some of the projects starting to come available now in Preston. Paul Sykes will give a full update on that next week. But Andy, just because we've got one coming up in the next 8 weeks, I think, if you want to just give a shout out. I know Susie and Dawn are working hard on that at the moment.
Guys, we're nearly fully operational now at a nature-based therapy site. So there's an 8-week course covering multiple activities. It's really listed on the Ops Spartan website. There's an anger management course. I think it's just been cancelled due to COVID. Neil's going to pop in this week and have a chat and see we can reconvene that. But there's a course running. There's a couple of spaces still available for the next 8 weeks, starting February the 2nd, I think it is.
Brilliant.
Covering a
That's
whole
next
range
week.
Yep.
Yeah. If you can look on, well, it'll be posted on Pat's social media, I would have thought. So if people watching this want to find out a little bit more details to log on there. Is that the best way?
As well, Gail, it's not veteran centric, it's open to everybody.
That's what
Green Social Prescribing. So we've got a few people on there that are veterans, and then there's a couple of others from other fields. So it'd be great to get people down here and using the site.
Yeah, and there's free lunch, I think, so that's always a crowd gatherer, isn't it? So
we'll get Bruce on the course to make sure he does bacon egg banjos for everybody.
I know, but joking aside with Bruce, though, I mean, he struggled, and he struggled with maybe sort of the horticultural side, but he's really, he's been coming to the centre. It gives him a purpose and a boost, and he's really coming to his own with the cooking, and has asked me to share cake recipes, but I'm not so sure if I can. No, it's my thing. That my secret. We'll see, Bruce, if you're watching this. We'll have further chats. I'll see. I'm very guarded. Any other business, Andy, before we sign this off today?
No, I think we've hit our 10-minute deadline. So
Yeah,
no,
it's 10 minutes. That's perfect. Well, thanks ever so much for giving us an update. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you all next week when Paul Sykes will give us a good overview of what's happening, a little bit more in depth in Preston, and with Pat, the charity side in general. So thanks ever so much. Bye from me, Gail Acaster.